Pisces. Let's get into a reading. So I'm just going to see what's coming out today. Friendly reminder, guys, if you want to check out my oracle cards, they're down below in the comment section, as well as personal readings, my Pinterest, Instagram, Patreon. If you ever want to see these early, also do extended readings on there, bonus readings, giveaways, all kinds of things. So you can find all of that down below. Also have a second channel. So I'm just going to see what the energy coming in is. Let's see. What's coming in for you? There could be a new beginning or some sense of money coming in here in your near future. So there could be money that you don't see coming your way, whether this is a check, a refund, a rebate, promotion, maybe a new beginning. Some of you could be getting something new, a new TV, a new stereo, a new speaker, a new car, a new cooler, a new grill. I don't think it has to be anything huge, but some of you could be buying something new here coming up. All right. Okay, there could be people around you that are very discontent and burdened, and these people could feel like you're not trustworthy. There could also be something here where this is really interesting, but there could be people specifically feeling like you are not being completely honest about something you have going on, and that you could be, have you ever met like the business owners who deep down you know they're going to close their doors? You never see anyone there. You don't even know how they're still open. But every time you go in there, you're like, oh my God, you guys are still here. That's so great. And they're like, yeah, we've been here 30 years. We're hoping to make it to 31. They don't give you any inkling that the doors are going to close on the business, but deep down you feel like they're just kind of fronting. People could be feeling like that about you when it comes to either a job, a relationship. It's like you're staying strong in something when maybe it's time for you to give it up. You've been staying strong in college, baby. You're on year 7. But there could be people kind of chatting, you should give it up. There could be people talking about how you're really worried and you're anxious about something that you have going on. And, you know, you have to be burdened. You thought having 3 babies was going to be great. I bet you really hate your life now that you got 3 babies. It could be something like that. But here's what I'm getting. First off, the moon, I feel like you don't know about this. I feel like you don't know what's being said, what's being discussed. I feel like you don't even care, to be honest. I feel like you're in your own little lane, in your own little world. You got enough on your plate. People's opinions, views, and their drama is not one. There could be someone here, though, that took something that you said offensively. Or this person could feel like you're hiding a truth. There could be someone in your environment that's wanting to, I don't want to say bring you down, but do you know the people who go, oh, I know so-and-so's lying, and I'm going to prove to y'all that you're lying, that they're lying. Someone in your life that you know. I don't feel like you mess with this person anymore. They give me faux vibes. So this could be a friend turned foe, someone you no longer speak to, someone you no longer speak of. But I feel like this person feels like you're hiding something. You're hiding a truth. Life ain't as good as you make it out to be. Your life ain't as great as you making it out to be. That relationship ain't as fulfilling as you making it out to be. That business is not as successful as you're making it out to be. Someone here feels like you're lying. And they feel that it's only a matter of time for the truth to come out, but you're doing everything that you can for the truth not to come out. You're doing everything you can for things not to just fall apart, for this relationship to be just done. And that what's in the dark will come to light, and it's eventually going to come to light. Now, this could be someone that you made a comment to, and they could have taken it offensively. So now they could feel a certain type of way about you. And you might not even notice, because I see your back being turned to this person. So you either don't speak to this person or you just don't pay attention to this person. I do see that you could have more on your plate than what you want. I see that here coming up, you might notice that there are going to be people who feel that they are able to say what they deem okay and that you should just take it. You might notice here coming up, you're going to kind of feel like people's punching bag, and it's going to make you really burdened or overwhelmed. But I am saying for a lot of you, you're going to get apologies. So let's say that your kids are being mean to you that day and you're like, okay, everyone's using me as a punching bag today and I'm about over it. You're going to notice that people are going to come to you maybe that same day, maybe the next, and say, hey, listen, I'm really sorry I'm in a bad mood and that I took it out on you. I am seeing though that during that moment of your life where you're like, oh, I got a lot on the schedule, there's a lot going on, I got a lot to take care of, I'm tired. And again, you can notice people's opinions are coming at you, or people want to start drama, and you're not sure where it's coming from. You're like, I don't get it. What did I do to you? I think what you're going to recognize is that you're triggering something inside of these people, or this person specifically, that makes them feel like it's okay for them to be this version of themselves. Now, I just said B. So someone's first, middle, or last name could start with a B, okay? I'm telling you, I don't know if we should call them a friend, if we should call them a foe. I don't even know what we should call them. Yeah. Again, your marriage isn't long lasting. It's going to fail. That financial security isn't long lasting. It's going to fail. Why do they want this to fail so bad? I don't get it. They feel like there's a lesson that you need to learn in this around either immaturity or action being taken. There can be people here who do not agree with how quick you got in a relationship, who do not agree with the kind of business that you're working, the kind of hobby that you have. These could be people who are like, yeah, you think that you're going to go towards that religion. You're not. You're going to fail. And you're going to come back to us telling us how much you hate that religion. But whatever, you go explore. You go find what you need to find. And in their mind, this could be you kind of doing something irrational or doing something just to prove a point. I'm telling you, for some of you, this person could troll you. Like, I'm getting like toxic, like troll you online. Have you ever had like such a huge hater that you're like, why do you hate me so bad? Some of you, it's someone close to you that you know. And this person, they don't hate you. They hate how you make them feel. They hate what you trigger inside of them. They hate how you make them feel insecure. They hate how you show up with so much confidence and desire and the ability to get through some sense of hardships or carry more than maybe what they think you should carry. Again, let's use a business owner, for example. I personally think only certain type of people are capable of being business owners, because a true business owner can tell you that there are days where they make bank and there are days when they don't make crap. And you have to be able to go with the ebbs and the flows of that. And if you're not ready to fight through the trenches and put on your boots and work for it, those days where you get to rest and you get to settle might not ever come. The day of you closing the door and never being able to open it again might come. And people who are not capable of actually being true business owners and getting through a 20-year span of owning a business wouldn't know what it takes. They might fold, they might bend, they might give up before they should, because they're not willing to carry the weight. They're not willing to show how much passion and how much they love what they claim is their passion, is their career. There's two types of business owners. There's the kind that go down with the company, and then there's the kind that jumps off the plane before the company hits the ground. You're the kind that would go down to the ground with the company because you truly believe in what you've got. You believe in this hobby. You believe that this is the religion for you. You believe that this is your happily ever after. And if that means people are making bets on this relationship to fail, so be it. If that means people making bets that your job, you're not going to make anything and you're not going to figure it out and you're going to be working 9 to 5 like the rest of us, so be it. At the end of the day, chatter away. You know that makes these people fans, so to speak, trolls, so to speak. It doesn't really matter what it makes them. It makes them people who are more willing to put effort, time, dedication, and attention on you instead of maybe going after their own thing. That speaks volumes within itself. So I think for a lot of you, there's an energy here of you being kind of preoccupied with the things in your life. And again, that could be differences, readjusting, going through hardships you didn't see coming or happening. Maybe if this is a marriage, it's you having to maybe carry a burden in the relationship too soon. Maybe it's a part of the relationship you didn't expect to take place, whether it's your person needing a little more of your emotion this time. Maybe you're compromising a little more in this season. Maybe your partner works out of town and you have to carry the weight of the relationship while your partner is out of town. People could be talking about how it's going to fail inevitably because they know that you're learning a lesson in this. You got into this very prematurely. You're learning something. Let you learn it. What is going to happen though? I'm seeing that you're going to get to a place of peace and that they could end up getting a message of truth or a message of bad news. It's interesting because for a lot of you, what's going to happen is that they're quick to assume what they think is going to take place, but they're going to find out that whatever's taking place is going to bring peace, is going to bring tranquility, is going to bring consistency. So if this is a relationship where maybe family members or friends are like, we don't know if that's your person. Y'all got different religions. Why did you go overseas to meet someone? Why are you going after that career when the rest of us works for the government? Why? Why are you doing that? Again, these could just be maybe coworkers, toxic friends. There's something here where it's like people do not understand, so they're critiquing. And they're just talking about how it's going to fail and how you're not being honest, but then they're going to be able to come in and collaborate with you and kind of like save the day. I'm also saying that there could be someone attached to your energy that has not told you everything that they're going through. So you could have a family member, a friend, or an acquaintance that you know that could be going through a season of their life where they're overthinking a lot, they're stressed out, they're unsure what they're going to do, how they're going to get through the next season of their life. You could be preoccupied with your own thing though. And that could be something here. You could be in a different season where you're maybe able to carry more and you're kind of doing it so effortlessly that you're making other people a little insecure. And someone could need you right now, but they might not want to ask you for your help, for your guidance, for your assistance, because you guys could have maybe opposing opinions, or you could already have a lot on your plate. Now I'm saying that collaboration is going to continue. But you might find that person, let's say that this is a family member or a friend getting divorced. They might not indulge in you everything that's taking place while they're getting a divorce, what's happening. You might not even really see them because you're in your own little world. You got your own things going on. Maybe you a single parent. Maybe you marry with children and that's kind of your focus. What you're going to find is that this person is about to go through a season of indulging. So they might be partying a lot. They might get back to the place where they're dropping their kids off with the babysitters all the time, family all the time. They're hitting the streets all the time. And it's because this person is trying to find themselves. Now I'm saying in the far future, maybe around 3 months, you and this person's going to reconnect and they're going to be honest with you about everything that's happening. And I think it's going to shock you. There could also be another truth that's going to come in that's going to shake you. And all of this is coming in divine timing, okay? I see that you might keep kind of thoughts and things that seem logical to yourself. So let's say that this person's going through a divorce. And in their mind, they're going to come in and they're going to talk about how bad it is. You might keep things to yourself along the lines of, well, we all knew this was going to take place. Well, in fairness, you guys have filed for divorce 4 times, but you keep pulling the papers back. You might not say that out loud, but in the back of your mind, you might be thinking, I know you've been scared for this chapter, but as your family member, as your friend, I'm kind of glad you're going through it, because I know you've been needing a new beginning, but the reason you haven't went to it is because you're scared. So I see here in the near future, you're going to help kind of support someone, but you might keep things that you want to say or things that you see as truth to yourself because you don't see how it's going to be beneficial. Now, again, that person could also be speaking, that person might come in as well and tell you some sort of truth. Either they're going to tell you that they're getting divorced, but they might not tell you that they were left. Or they're going to come in and tell you something that's been going on. They might have had financial problems. There could have been someone in their family sick. They could have had a health scare. There could have been something going on and they didn't necessarily want to tell you everything until the after part. But I'm also seeing that this person might tell you about someone else leaving something. So again, this person has either gotten left for someone. And again, it's like, well, you guys were going to get divorced 7 times. You guys finally pulled the trigger. What happened? They might not tell you exactly what happened. They don't want to tell you, well, he or she finally left me because we got tired of the back and forth. They met someone, pulled the trigger, and it's completely over. They're still kind of wallowing with that, trying to figure it out. But for some of you, this person's going to come in, and when you guys reconnect, this could be a friend. This friend's going to say, you know, I've been going through a hard time. I've been really scared. I've been anxious. I've been worried. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to reach out to you, but I didn't want to bother you. But they also might say, hey, do you remember so-and-so? And it's going to be someone you both know. Then they're going to say, you know, I heard that him and her got a divorce. I heard that her and him are no longer together. Do you remember when you used to think you were going to marry him? I think this is now, you should reach out to so-and-so. And I think your intuition is telling you that when you see this friend again, or when you bump into this acquaintance, or when you bump into this family member again, or when you guys come around one another, that you're going to hear knowledge about this person. But it's only going to come in divine timing. Now, this knowledge is going to be shocking. So for some of you, you're going to be shocked that that's the reason this divorce is taking place, or you're going to be shocked that someone is sadly going through a transition in their life, but deep down you kind of knew it. Deep down you knew, oh yeah, I figured I'd see so-and-so again. It sucks that they're back in town because they separated, but I mean, it's good that they're back in town. Maybe we should all go out to eat. Something like that could then take place. Now, I am saying that if this is another friend, like a third friend, or maybe someone you used to date, and you guys ain't seen each other in 25 years, you guys might have flirting conversation. You might discuss a lesson here that was learned, a lesson in their relationship, maybe a lesson in yours, what's taken place since you guys have grown up and seen one another. There could maybe be traveling to one another or traveling with one another. And then there's going to be a slow progression in this dynamic or relationship. Now, for some of you, this is going to be someone you're going to marry. Some of you, this could be maybe a friend you're going to start a business with. A friend, you're going to work for their family's company or vice versa. Maybe you guys have decided that you want to move in with one another and bunk and raise the children together, raise the animals together, be single men in the same house sharing bills, or single women in the same house sharing bills. And I think you're going to be really glad that not only were you self-consumed and self-possessed, but that you allowed yourself to open up and explore something with someone that you've maybe not seen in a while. Again, collaboration, teamwork. Now, I am saying for a lot of you, though, that if this is something along the lines of, I've not seen him since we went to high school together, he or she went and got married, or he and she ran off to New York City and now they're back in town, I'd love to catch up. But I also see you being like, but I'm not done, Danielle. I really don't think this is going to turn into my happily ever after. I think it's going to. Because I think what's going to happen is you're going to go in with the energy of, yeah, I mean, I really want to see him, but I'm not going to think too much about it. It ain't going to turn into anything. It might be an indulgence. We might be able to drink, party, but it ain't going to be anything more than that. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised how you guys are able to connect more than you were ever able to connect back then. Now, I'm going to be honest. If this is a friend or a family member or someone going through a hard time and they bring you two together, I am saying that this person might feel very, very, very lonely. and might not want to tell you that because they don't want to rain on your parade. Yeah. Some of you might even be scared of trusting this person when they come in, whoever this person is, or whenever you see them, feeling like something's not fair. So again, someone here is going to feel like something's not fair. So if this is a friend going through a divorce and they're like, hey, do you remember Zach or Ashley? They're back in town. Y'all should meet up. And that conversation is the reason you two together, you get together, you get married, you go on vacations together. That person's going to be happy for you, but that person's also going to be a little bitter because in their mind, I never get happily ever after. It's never fair for me. What did I do wrong? Why am I getting divorced? Why am I being left? Why am I having to give up on something I thought was going to be forever, and here you are getting everything? And that sometimes is the process of grief, feeling like someone gets what we can never have when it's maybe not the reality. That's just how we feel in the moment. So for some of you, I would just be patient with a friend or maybe a family member. Maybe this is a coworker who's going to have some petty things to say. I think you just need to know that they're going through a hard time in their life, and that's the reason they're acting like that. Now, I'm seeing a completed cycle. I'm seeing after some time. Now, whoever this is, friend, family member, whatever, coworker, I'm seeing after some time that they're going to end up meeting someone. It could take them a few years, but I'm also saying that that relationship isn't going to be the healthiest either. It's going to have like a lot of secrets. For some of you, this person's going to get divorced and then start messing with the person that they divorced years down the road. It's like they're going to get divorced. This, again, is your friend, your acquaintance, whoever this is. They're going to get divorced. You're going to hear about it. You're going to be a shoulder to cry on. But then you're going to find out maybe a few years down the road, they're either dating someone who's just as toxic, or they're dating the person that they divorced. But they're scared of people to know. They're scared that people are going to know and judge how kind of obsessed they are with that person. So they could hide the reunion. They could hide the reunion. They could not want people to know. Yes, me and so divorced, but now we are still messing around with one another. So, okay. Okay, so one of the reasons why you're triggering a lot of people right now, especially the people in this reading, is because you're showing up as an empress. So you're showing up as someone who's a dreamer, you're a hoper, you're a wisher, you're a go-getter. You're the kind of person where you can see something and decide whether or not it has the ability to expand. Relationship, person, conversation, place, thing, career, whatever. And again, it could really trigger people who are too scared, who are anxious, who didn't bet on themselves in their life, seeing your light, seeing you shine. People could want you to kind of dim down. So this could be something as simple as, you're too loud. You're not loud enough. You're too happy. You're not happy enough. I mean, it could be something as simple as that. You might notice that there are going to be people who, this could be coworkers. Yeah. Very indulgent. Feel like they deserve it. These are very entitled people. Very entitled people. Someone here could want to give you an apology, but could be unsure whether or not it's worth it. Wanting a completed cycle, feeling like there's differences. Someone here, some of you, you've got a coworker or a friend who's not a friend at all, and you know it. So if this is your part of the reading, you've got a coworker or a friend who acts like a friend, but they're not a friend. They're a foe. And what you don't know is that they've got a secret. Either something that they've done behind your back. This could be that friend that like slept with your ex-boyfriend, or the friend that lied but doesn't want you to know that they lied. Something like that attached to your energy. I'm saying that that person could go around and tell people not to trust you, could tell people that you're a liar, that you're a cheater. They could tell them that you steal, that you lie, that you're slimy. I'm saying, though, that if that's the case, if anyone is trying to kind of drag your name through the mud, I'm saying that it's not going to work. That people are going to start questioning, why do they feel the need to do this? I don't get it. Why do you keep bringing them up? Why do you keep talking about them? Why are you so obsessed with them? And then people are going to see them as someone who's maybe emotionally invested in you or in your life, and they don't know how to handle it, so that's how they handle it. You know the people, have you ever met the little babies who will talk about someone, you know, like their arch nemesis, and they'll talk about them all the time, and you're like, honey, do you hate them or are you obsessed with them? Because you talk more about them than you do your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend. But it's like they're so immature, they don't know how to manage what they're feeling for the person that they see as their arch nemesis. They don't know if it's jealousy. Why do I feel jealous? Why do I not like them so much? Oh, it's because they show up a way that I think that I can't. It's because I feel like they're everything I can ever be. It's usually a sense of insecurity, jealousy, restriction on our part that makes us feel all those emotions. But when you're very young or immature, just because you old does not mean you ain't immature. I know people in their 40s, their 50s that still act like this. If you're immature, you see someone as a threat and you want to take them down, and you'll do it any way you can. Talk trash about them, drag them through the mud. So what's going to happen is someone here is going to talk about you, and people are going to start seeing their character as someone who's immature and doesn't know how to handle the immaturity. So this is the only way they know how. You only know how to handle all of these emotions towards so-and-so. That's why you talk about them all the time. That's why you can never quit thinking about them or quit dragging their name through the mud. That's why every time we say, hey, we should do this. Yeah, you remember when so-and-so did that 5 years ago? I know that they don't work here anymore, but I still can't stand them. No, but you might be obsessed with them. Should we talk about that? That could be what some coworkers or the people around them is going to start saying, is going like, no, we get it. You don't like them. But boy, let me tell you, you indulging on them. It's like a whiskey drink. You just can't sipping on it. Why are you so obsessed with them? You're not even friends with them anymore. You don't even talk to them anymore. You ain't dated that person in 10 years. Why is it every time you hear their name, it just triggers all of that inside of you and you have to drag their name through the mud? And then I think what's going to happen is this person's going to see is that they've been overthinking a lot, and there's been a lot that has taken place inside of them that they've not wanted to admit. Insecurity. There's been a lot of triggering. There's been a lot of embarrassment is what I want to say. This person could feel really embarrassed. If this is like an older sister, you're the younger, I'm embarrassed that you're where you're at and I'm nowhere near it. But instead of me shaming myself or looking in the mirror, I'm mad at you for outpacing me. You need to slow down. You're the energy of you need to catch up. That's what I'm saying here. I see though that you're not going to be you don't care. You don't care. That's what I'm saying. You don't care. I'm just going to be blunt. You don't care. What do you need to know? There's going to be a fork in the road. There's a deep knowing. Yeah. Your next season of life is about attracting. And that could be another thing that's pissing some people off. They could feel like they have to be the kind of person to go get it or it doesn't get brought to them. And they feel like you just have to open your hands and you get whatever you want. That's not fair. And you have a deep knowing that the next season of your life is going to be about you receiving. But you also know deep down that there could be people that might not be able to experience the next season of your life with you. Fans or foes, whatever we want to call them. In between worlds, going to a higher power, an inner knowing. Hold on. Energies gaining momentum for expansion, manifesting everything you've ever wanted. So you could be pissing people off because you're manifesting everything you've wanted and you're letting go. Watching and talking about you, and maybe some sort of sanctuary or something you've built. There could also be something here being said about your generosity. Somebody could say that you're generous, but you're generous in a way where you're trying to manipulate. You know, like the family members who will give you something, but they give you something because they want something in return. That could be something being said here as well. Manifesting the dream to be able to maybe lead your family in the way that you want, lead your life in the way that you want. This could be lead your career. There's a dream here you're manifesting, but you definitely recognize that there's something here you have to let go of. And it's carrying the weight and the wants of others. I've done screamed at Ella 6 times because she will not quit digging. Now, we don't have problems with her digging anymore because now she has grass in the house and stuff like that. So there could be one last moment, season of things being dug up inside of you. I think what you're going to notice is that you're going to be triggering the hell out of people. Strangers, people you know, people you've always been around. It's like you're going to be able to get under people's skin like you never have before. But you also need to recognize that that's not your burden to carry. It's not your place to ask, why did I piss them off so bad? Why is it that when I went, they decided to scream at me? It's not your place to question why people act the way that they do, why they get triggered. It's only your place to let go what you cannot control and what no longer serves you, and for you to expand into what you've asked for. And for a lot of you, that's indulging people. That's people who are not long lasting, or people who want you to want their approval. So these could be family members, friends, or maybe those co-workers who are weird, who like want you to go through them when they're not your boss, and you're like, listen, you don't get paid enough for this. You really need to get a hobby. You might notice that that person here coming up is really gonna get on your nerves more than they ever have. And you might really bite your tongue. And the person that should stand up to them might not stand up to them because they might have a fear of conflict. And you might be more focused on growth. So you might say, I don't want conflict, but I am gonna ask myself, is this the dream foundation that I want? I ain't gonna say, hey, let's throw hands, let's go outside real quick. Maybe the old me would have. But now I am gonna say, do I see 20 years here? Do I really want 20 years here? Because I can bring it to the attention, but again, with this Queen of Wands in the reverse, it's about control. It's someone being demanding and thinking that they deserve their demands, when maybe their demands change. This could be that person that wants you to jump through hoops. This could be that person who just wants to be satisfied, but they're never satisfied. So again, that person might be trolling you if they're able, just to let you know. That person might be thinking about reaching out to you via text message or something like that, but they're unsure because there's something that they want from you. And they feel that now that you don't see this in growing form, that you're not giving them the time of day. That's how they feel. So if this is a friend, this is the friend that's like, oh, now that you're not at a place of partying anymore, you're at a place of having children and having a husband or a wife, forget us. But that could just be their emotions. That could also be a side of them that expects things to look a certain way forever instead of being realistic, and instead of getting maybe to a place of peace or something different. They could tend to get very discontent, very bored, and then project that out onto you. Yeah. So some of you here coming up are going to be getting married. This person could be discussing that with you here coming up. If you've newly started dating someone, they might want to discuss what does the future look like. For some of you, this person and you are going to start talking about how you make each other fulfilled. And some of you, this could be a friend or a family member who's going to have a problem with something progressing in your life because they feel like you're going to have to walk away from them. You're going to inevitably leave me behind. You don't want me anymore. There could also be someone here attached to your energy that could have invested in someone or something at all costs. It could have been to prove you wrong, is what I heard. I don't know. But that relationship or whatever that was could be really burdening them. And your intuition could be telling you that although they might want to prove you wrong or teach you a lesson, that they could be getting their feelings hurt. So that could be that kid who's like, well, my parents just didn't have it figured out. I do, because I know everything and I'm 18 years old. Well, you could have been like, yeah, do your damn thing then. Well, they might not want to come back with their tail in between their legs going, you were right. That was not as easy as I thought it was. So this person might be very set in, but I don't want to tell mom and dad they were right. I don't want to tell them that they were right. Life isn't easy. So that person might be feeling really burdened and keeping a lot of things close to their chest because they don't want you to find out that maybe they were wrong. It isn't about being right. It's about recognizing that everyone's human and sometimes we make mistakes or sometimes we make the wrong choice. But ultimately, if you're showing up from a place of ego, of just wanting to be right, that within itself speaks that you need growth. You need to recognize that it isn't just about you and your ego and you being right. So for some of you, you have someone attached to your energy like that. Could be a co-parent, could be a sibling, could be a friend. This could be someone where you said, hey, I don't know if that's a good idea. And they could have been like, oh, it's a good idea. I'm going to show you it's a good idea. But they could be so set in showing you that it's a good idea that it could be harming them more than helping them. It could be pushing them a step back. And deep down, you could feel, oh, my baby's going to learn a lesson in this. My lover's going to learn a lesson in this. I told them not to spend money on that Jeep Wrangler, but here we are. But they could not want to look at you and go, you're right, this thing's a money pit. Because they don't want you to be right. They don't want you to look at them and go, I told you, but whatever. But this person is on the brink of doing that, just to let you know. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. Have a blessed day.